What's up, guys? Welcome to VHP Engines. So yeah, I want to start off today's little tear down discussion type thing here with a question I got a couple weeks ago from a guy who was a new subscriber at the time. I don't know if he's still here, but just in case he is, question was, what do I need to do to take apart an engine? And then, of course, my answer was, I already made an engine disassembly video. You can go watch that. It's me just tearing down an engine from the long block all the way down to, pieces. And, well, I didn't take apart the head in detail, but I did a video with that too. So I've done videos for engine disassembly. Now, I said that, and he's like, well, yeah, I watched it, but I didn't see you mention anything about special tools. So I'm like, yo, this is an instructional walkthrough video. So I think that I would mention anything that you would need if I didn't show it. But the fact is that I literally showed every single thing you do to take apart an engine. And to take apart an engine, you don't need anything special, except for when you're disassembling the head, breaking the head down. If you're not going to break the head down into its itty bitty little pieces, there's nothing special you need, except for good old fashioned strength and the most basic of hand tools, a ratchet and some sockets. Yeah. So once again, guys, if you're a little confounded with the things you're seeing, you need to do lots and lots more research before you want to think about putting one of these back together. Not knocking, but it's one of those things that's just kind of obvious. And I thought about that for a while when I got the question, thinking, am I being a little bit too harsh there? I was like, nah, I don't think I was. I was showing the exact step-by-step for everything I was doing for the teardown, and even showing little tips and tricks for breaking the head bolts loose and shit. So there's not really any special equipment needed. It's just there's a couple of things you need for the reassembly. But even for the reassembly, you can use the same shit you use to take it apart. It's pretty much what you use to put it back together, minus the fact that with an addition of a hone tool for the cylinders and a torque wrench, because of course you have to torque everything. Other than that, maybe I guess a piston ring file if you're going to go with a forged engine. If you're doing a stock rebuild and you're buying OE spec rings, a lot of times you don't need to worry about even gapping. So yeah, I think that's hopefully that answers that question. If this dude is still hanging out around here somewhere. Yeah. So now, forgive the weed whacking noise. I had to open the door again, man. It's fucking hot as shit in here. Get finished with tearing this shit down. See y'all. Shit, if I have the fucking tools. Hope I got the right tools. I guess that's the one thing that sucks asshole about me working back on the floor again as a fucking mechanic, that I had to. I no longer have the luxury of keeping all the fucking tools at home. Had taken work. Now I gotta fucking. Fuck. This is fucking ridiculous. I use a fucking vise to break the goddamn shit loose. There you go. 14. Also not the fact to mention I need a fucking 12. Yeah, I guess there's something else I needed to talk about. Well, I don't really need to talk about it. It's not really that big a deal, but I will mention. I said just the other day that I was going to take off vacation next week, but I woke up this morning with a hardcore case of the fuckets. Like, I was like, I am not going to work today. I think that the big reason for it was I wasn't even really tired, because I was sitting in the bed. I'm like, well, how tired are you? And I'm like, I'm not tired at all. But how bad do you really want to go to work? And I'm like, I really don't want to go to work, which is always the case. I don't want to go back there ever nowadays. But I think what happened last week, I kind of got fucked over in the shop. On Monday, I wound up being like the only person doing any like heavy lifting in the shop, and it was really aggravating. I had this fat shaman ass bastard who decided to run off on a truck because he didn't want to finish it, and stole a road call out from under my feet. And anyway, so last Mondays generally are shit for me, and last Monday was really shit, and then on last Friday also was a pretty shit ending for the week for me. So I just wasn't feeling work, and I decided that I've already had one full week's vacation this year, plus I've had multiple 4-day vacations. So I'm going to take the last 5 days I have, and I'm just going to take a fucking 3, or I'm going to take 4, well, counting today, 5 long weekends. So I said, instead of burning 1 week just sitting on my ass doing nothing, because that's pretty much what I'm going to do, I'm going to take 5 weeks of 3-day weekends. So I haven't officially scheduled yet because I am still playing with the idea. I will decide on tomorrow. But I hate Mondays, especially because, you know, my flip-flop schedule, I work Mondays morning and then I work nights the rest of the week. So Mondays usually always tend to be fucking horrible. So I think I'm just going to take the next 4 Mondays off. And that'll still give me a leg up in here, though. Because, guys, if I didn't stick to my normal schedule this weekend of going out and chilling with my peoples and shit. I just stayed home. And I might do it again next weekend. But if I don't, the good thing about me having 3-day weekends is that way I can still go out during the weekend and do my shit and not have to worry about taking time away from in here in the shop. Now, I know I don't really have any builds planned because it'd be repeating builds I've already done, and I don't think I want to waste money on rings and bearings just to do a stock rebuild. But I mean, I still have plenty of stuff in here that I can do with cleaning the blocks and shit I have, prepping parts and all that good stuff. So I'd like to keep coming out here in the shop and getting some stuff done. And with the longer weekend, it'll be easier for me to stick to doing that. Yep. So I guess that's kind of some good news for you guys that like seeing shit like this, even though I'm not really doing anything special out here. Even this video itself right now, I know it might be fucking boring for a lot of you guys, but at the same time, you know, at least it's out here doing something. And for you guys that are new to the channel and who don't like to watch old videos, you can see a rehash of me doing something I've already done before without having to look for it. Oh, this fucking sucks. I don't have a 19 here. Oh shit. Yes, I do. I do have something I can use. Yes. This is the forgotten tool of the guy who picked up the other day. Oh shit, that's actually in there. I'm gonna have to wedge this. Well, it's kind of my bad. I kind of feel like a shitbag, like I jacked him a little bit. I didn't mean to take it. I used the tool because at the time I didn't have a ratchet in here because it was at work, or both my ratchets were at work. So I used this real quick, and I put it down on the ground, and then I completely forgot I had it still. My bad. If you're watching, dude, I didn't mean to do that. I guess I could always bring it back to you. I mean, like once you get the LSV up and running, I'm gonna come give you a visit, like I said I was going to. So yeah, I can always bring it with me. No big deal. Let's see, hammer. Where's the hammer? There's my hammer. Now, if you're curious as why this is taking a little bit longer than normal, that's because the timing gear is on here still, and it's on there pretty good. Yeah, so instead of trying to fight it, instead of trying to fight the fucker by hand, I just beat it off. Got it. Oh, fuck, forgot a bolt. Shit. Better fuck that up. What was I was just talking about on Snapchat about check and double check? Yeah, I should listen to what I say. Fuck. Fuck. Uh-oh. There we go. That bolt's always a scary bolt. Never know what's going to happen there. Is it going to get stuck? We're going to have to fight it. Is it going to break? Hope it doesn't break. Fucking shit's still in the way. Oh, fuck me. I did fuck it up. I broke the fucking oil pump. That's cool, though, because we don't reuse oil pumps in VHV engines anymore. Too many times they're having callbacks for oil line. So, fuck, we're using oil pumps. I'll spend the $30. But it is nice to keep them stashed, though, because it's nice to have it to put on the engine after it's rebuilt, even though it's old. It, you know, seals the engine up. Don't have to worry about putting tape and shit on it. Worry about dust getting in there. So yeah, there's that. Generally speaking, it's easier to pull it towards you than push it. I don't know why I'm actually doing it like this. Probably because I don't have an extension. Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot easier to pull it. Pull than push. Also, do this a little backwards. It's always better to take off the rod bolts first. But again, at the same time, you know, I'm not loosening it all the way. I'm not going to take them out yet. I'm going to take off the rod bolts first. Fuck. Jesus fucking Christ. Alright. Reveal number 1. We are healthy still. Or, so far, so healthy. I guess I should say, rather. Fucking A. Coño. Yeah. Yeah, you fucker. Yeah, it's really good shape here, man. This is really good shape. I'm digging. Can you dig it? Oh yeah, I can dig it. Can you dig it? Keep your fingers crossed, fam. Hoping this turns out to be a clean engine. Oh, I guess I will address some shit that questions I got the other day. I didn't answer them mainly because I was just being lazy. You guys asking for engines. It really is a lot easier for you guys to send me something than it would be for me to try and build you something off what I have here. You're asking me what I need to finish the K. For people that are interested in what it's going to take to finish that K series build. Just, you know, look at what is missing, you know. I'm missing like 3 or 4 bolts off the girdle, which is the bottom half of the block where it locks up. That wouldn't be too much of a challenge. I could scavenge it from the other K I have. I'd rather not, but I could. If the money's right, of course, I'm willing to do just about anything. I'm trying not to do that, but whatever. Fuck me. As far as the rest of it goes, there's a head gasket, which is about $60, I think, if it's gonna, you know, B series price. So I need a head gasket, and I need a timing chain, and I need all the rest of the gaskets. So you need a gasket kit, the timing chain, the entire assembly, and then there's still, like, you know, I'm pretty sure there's gonna be some small things like sensors and shit missing. You're still not gonna have an intake manifold, all that good stuff. So I'm pretty sure the timing chain setup is like $150 just in that by itself. So let's just say for the head gasket, the timing chain kit, you're needing $200 relatively, and then another gasket kit for the general stuff. That's gonna be round about another $40. So you're looking at, let's say, $250 for that. And then the water pump assembly is missing because the one I have is broken. So that's missing there. I don't remember how much that costs, but I'm pretty sure it's not cheap. And then there's also the water pipe is missing off the back. So that's just the shit I can come off the top of my head. You're looking at $300 just for that. Let's just say, to be safe, you're looking at $300 just for that shit. And then, you know, you're still missing the intake manifold, exhaust manifold, whatever miscellaneous sensors is missing off of it, and then you're looking at shipping, which is like $140, $150, right around there in that range. So for me to finish that K28-3 with your parts and then shipping, I think it's safe to say you're looking at around $450. And that's not me charging the price of the block itself, because I still want my fucking $450. So you're looking at about $1,000. And guys, I'll be honest, I don't think that I would pay $1,000 for that. Even if it was an A2, I still wouldn't give $1,000. Although, you know, it'll still produce over 200 horsepower. I'm fairly certain of that. But I don't think I'd be wanting to pay that much money for it. So I'm just trying to be real with you guys. I got no problem with selling you the block, and if you want to go out of your way to do that, that's fine and great. But at the same time, man, you know, like I said, unless you're somebody that's got a lot of fucking money to throw around, you're kind of wasting your time asking about it because I'm not in no hyped up mood to try and finish that. And you would have to send me money for me to order it, or you have to order it and then mail the parts to me for me to even consider finishing that shit. So your best bet, if you're wanting the block, then you buy it as is. If you are seriously willing to fucking ship, we'll talk money. And you have to be sent right away because I'm not even going to play with it just because of the fact that I don't like wasting my time anymore. And so many fucking people have asked to buy shit from me, and they make me dance around in circles, and they fucking blow up my inbox for me asking me a million fucking questions or a million different things, and then they just disappear. And I don't like having pointless conversations like that. I don't mind giving tech advice and stuff like that, but I really don't like being run in circles about, trying to jump through hoops to find everything for you, to ask me a million questions to buy something for you not to fucking buy it. So the only way I'm even going to even consider ever again shipping an engine to anybody on fucking YouTube is if you're coming at me talking about money. Like, I'm talking about you hit me up, and in the first 24 hours, I got money in my fucking pocket or in my bank account. Then I know you're serious, and then I'm willing to, spend some time. Other than that, you're looking at coming locally to pick something up for me, which is, of course, what I would always, prefer. Simply because of the fact that I'm not trying to hide where I'm at. I'm not trying to give my address and phone number to everybody in the world. But I've always been pretty open about where I am located, which is probably the reason why I got robbed in Miami. But that, it kind of builds trust between me and the potential buyer. It's that way you know where I live. It's not like I'm trying to fuck you and then bounce. And I'm all about transparency and the trust thing. I try to be responsible for all my actions and everything I do and all my builds. Despite whatever the fuck some of the useful faggots running around here trying to say that I only build engines that nobody ever sees, and the only people vouching for me are close friends. That's not the case at all. I'm very much looking forward to Mr. Drew, I think it is, who's got my engine out there. I'm very much looking forward to that running and seeing that happen and all that good stuff. And I look forward to every engine I build, seeing it run, because there's nothing that makes me feel better in the world than knowing that somebody's out there enjoying something that I made for them, or that I made in general. When somebody, comes out there, it's kind of hard. I've mentioned this a bunch of times. I know it's kind of hard to believe that there is somebody out here like me that's willing to do this kind of fucking rebuild and give it away for next to nothing or for so fucking cheap, And then that always makes people think it's too good to be true. So people get scared that they're buying a bad engine or trading for a bad engine. And then the happiness that comes to people when they spend all the time and they stick with their build and they put it together and they get it running, and people just hit me up like, bro, it's fucking good and everything. That makes me feel great, like I've done something positive, and, makes them feel great because they know they got themselves a sound engine with somebody who's willing to support them well after the fact of them running it. Because I am. I'm like constant tech support for VHP engines because I love my shit. I love everything that I build, even if it's something simple like a stock single cam. Yep. So yeah, I know I was talking there and I didn't say anything, but it looks like we're good. No spun bearing. Mr. Drew, thank you very much. You brought me a healthy block. I appreciate that. So yeah, bearings are looking healthy as fuck too. Nice and beefy and meaty. Now, ooh, baby, look at that. So yeah, I'm gonna zip these fucking main bolts out real quick and have that crank put aside. Where's my 14? There you are. What was it, a 13? I can't remember. Wait, 13 or 14? Man, it's been too long since I've been out here doing this shit. I fucking forgot. 14. And I drop shit again. Also, remember, guys, my primary goal here is not to make money off you guys. It's not to make money off you subs try shipping y'all engines. Honestly, I'm a really fat lazy fuck, so you would definitely have to motivate the fuck out of me, even if you were serious, to get up and want to ship you anything, because that's I got to go on my way to go to FedEx and I got to wrap it up and everything. Yeah. So there's that. I really want you guys to take your own builds, man. That's what I want you to do. Yeah. Right now, my cousin, female cousin, 20 years old, she is working out with me, doing, she's lifting, and she's doing cardio. I'm not doing cardio because I'm a fat piece of shit. Because I'm a piece of shit. I'm a lazy piece of shit. I'm gonna start doing cardio eventually. Not right now though. I'm just focused on muscles. Anyway, sidetrack. She's working out with me, and when she first started, she was a little bit concerned that I would clown on her and shit a little bit, you know, because she's been bullied and picked on because she was kind of heavy growing up. Now she's not. She looks pretty good now. Still a little bit insecure, but I think she looks fine. But anyway, she has a brother. Well, she has a couple brothers, but one of the brothers in particular used to fuck with her a lot, and would clown on her when he worked out before, and it made her nervous to come work with me. But I convinced her that I really just want to see the best for you. I really want to see you exceed and excel and make yourself feel good and all that stuff. And now she's working out with me, and I can't wait until I get her to the point where she's lifting heavy weight, so that way I can take videos of her and be like, ha ha, look at you. Do you even lift? My other cousin, her brother. And it's the same thing I feel about you guys with the engines. I want to be able to show you this, and I love for the feedback. There's a couple of you guys that that have already taken what you've seen here, put it into use, and built your own engines. And I may not seem like I'm really enthusiastic about it or really psyched out to see it, because sometimes I'm really chatty and sometimes I don't really answer much back. But I'm really proud of that. I'm proud of you guys, and I want to see that from you guys. I want you guys to be able to feel comfortable enough to go out there and do this. And even if it's just a stock ass little rebuild that you're not going to make power on, I like seeing that you're all out there taking charge for your own equipment, your own stuff, and doing your own builds. Yes, we have ourselves a healthy B18 crank. And you know what? Despite how gummy that shit looks on the outside, let's see. I know the lighting's not very good in here right now because I'm fighting with daylight and half light. But yeah, this is pretty. I think this is a pretty well kept engine here. It's not very gunked up on the inside. So yeah, whoever took care of it or whoever had this didn't do a bad job of keeping it healthy. All right, so at this point, it's just taking off all the little bullshit accessories in the back. Like I'm gonna take off the AC bracket and the power steering bracket, alternator bracket, all that stuff in the back where the post mount is, and that the EGR. I always call it EGR box, but I know it's not what it is. Anyway, that fucking little catch box in the back. And then I guess the next thing is to do, just after I take all that shit off, is to clean it, give it its bath. Maybe I'll make a jam day out of that where I think I'm just going to finish breaking this down. I don't need this on the stand anymore. So I guess the next thing is to put the B16 on here, because it'll be easier. Actually, you know what? It might not even be. I might just put the B16 on its fucking side, because it ain't got no oil pan on. I might just sit the B16 up on the side and strip it on the floor. I don't know. I guess it just depends on how lazy I'm feeling. It's might be easier to just put on a stand. I won't have to bend over as much. I got another B18 head now, so that makes how many heads I got? 1 B18 head, 2 B18 head, 3 B18 head. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I have 4 of them. Too bad they're useless. Or who knows? Maybe I'll rebuild this as a high compression B18, and I'll put the B18 head on it, and it'll be a long block, and it'll be a high compression B18. There was one guy that also lives in Florida who I think I even talked to before on Facebook, who posted a video where he has a B18 with the PR3 pistons, and he claimed 170 wheel horsepower. There was a dyno session, but I don't remember actually seeing the numbers on the video. Anyway, there's not very many people who've done this build, and I think he's like the only person that even mentions it on YouTube, so it'd be pretty easy to find. There's a possibility that I'll find it and put the link in the description. I'm not sure. But anyway, the whole point is, as B18s, a healthy B18 with bolt-ons and shit, they make like 140, 150 horsepower. So it's not too much of a stretch of the imagination to think that a very big bump in compression would push it up to maybe 170. I think it's possible, maybe. But, I won't be convinced until I see a more concrete, evident video, or until I can build one that somebody will put to use that way. I don't know. I've been wanting to do a non-VTEC build for the longest time. But I want to do like a non-VTEC boost build, not non-VTEC NA. Jesus Christ, garble my fucking words up. Who knows? Anyway, that K2083 over there is fairly clean. The one I still need to take apart. Let's see. Maybe I need to reorganize the shop in here. It's fucking all jacked up, and I still need to clear out some cobwebs. It's been too long since I've been in here doing shit. So maybe I'll get this off the block, off the stand, and I'll do like a cleaning rodeo one day, and I'll come out here and throw everything in my little homemade fucking wash tank and get all these blocks nice and shiny. That head over there came out pretty clean, and I honestly didn't think I was going to do very well with it. That one right there on the shelf. There's a video I made cleaning that, and I think it came out pretty clean. I could always reassemble the head, I guess. There's always that. But I think the main reason why I haven't done that yet, guys, is because there's that one valve that I fucking bent when I was taking it apart, and I can get another valve for $10, but I'm lazy whore again. Piece of shit. Yeah, I said that. So there's that. There's still all kinds of little things in here I could do to get everything, just to kill some time, maybe even. All right, who knows? I guess I can come back in here and do like another vlog kind of disassembly like this, or let me know, guys. I know that the other one got like 300 hits on it, but maybe it was just because of the fact that it was engines in the thing. So maybe people thought if you're enjoying this kind of video, this kind of vlog where I'm just kind of like talking and doing work, let me know. I'll keep up with it. If it's not something you guys are too interested in, then let me know. Like, hey, this is not something I want to see, and then I can save myself the time of filming and shit, and I can just use headphones. That's cool. Not going to get offended. Let me know. Alright, guys, I think that's going to be it for today, and I am going to get back to the discussion videos and shit for the F-22. I've been saying it repeatedly. This week, for sure, that's going down, and I'm also going to do a shout-out for Genesis Automotive, an official one, and I think that might be coming soon. That could even come tonight, just depending on how I'm feeling. Alright, guys, thanks for watching. For you guys that stuck through this whole thing, I know it was pretty long to not see a lot of stuff go down. Appreciate it. Appreciate the support. And see y'all later. Wait, before I say goodbye. All my social media shit's in the description below. I used to say it every time. I've been forgetting a lot recently. But all my social media shit info is in the description below. Facebook I use for regular updates. Regular updates for the channel. I know it's been kind of empty lately because I haven't really been doing too much out here or in general. But watch Facebook for news for the channel. Instagram is for whenever I'm doing shit out here like this. I'm like, you're going to see some pictures of this on Instagram. And Snapchat is where I've been the most live recently, because even if I'm not doing stuff related for the channel, I just still pop in there from time to time and talk about random stuff. Everybody who adds me on Snapchat gets a follow back. I don't generally add people on Facebook or whatever, even if you manage to find me. But if you find me on Snapchat, I'll add you back. And if I see car stuff in your stories and shit, I will peep game. Alright, guys, so now, thanks for watching, and peace. See y'all later.